Hey everyone, so when I first shared my first video, I talked about just get started, whether you have stuff in place, you have fencing in place, whatever. It's a gamble, you might lose stuff to critters, bugs, whatever, but still get started, right? So we got started, we lost some stuff to critters and bugs and whatever, but we also had a lot to harvest too. I'll figure out tomatoes and all of that later, but for right now I'm going to get in here. I have a bunch of pumpkins, I have a bunch of sweet potatoes, tons of herbs, tons of just like random peppers, and we're going to go through, get all that harvested, and then get ready to get the garlic planted and all those other things planted. Again, still just have the hot wire, which the deer have since turned their nose up at me and said, haha, we're just going to jump over and bound through like Bambi. And yeah, anyway, jerks, it's okay. Like I said, it's part of it. So I am armed with my, there it is, beetroot powder and fire cider mixture. It's a whole thing, but it's what keeps me going every single day. And then let's see, we're just gonna do that. A truckload of soil. I'm gonna try to offload all of that here pretty soon. And then I'm gonna show you the mess so that you are prepared when you go to do the same thing and you're like, wait a minute, everything looks terrible. It's fall, it's supposed to be beautiful and glorious. Yes and no. Part of the glory is all of the wonderful things that you harvested, but then you still have a huge mess behind, and I could be doing it all wrong and you don't have a mess behind, I don't know, but reality, here we go. So a little more than rough around the edges. The lemongrass, this one, not so happy. This one's actually doing pretty darn good. Squashes, you can see my little pile right there where I started to rip out tomato, there we go, tomato plants, things like that. And there's an orange speck in the back that you can see, that's the pumpkin. And then we have everything over here that is looking really, really rough, really, really worn around the edges. And then my peanut plants, the deer, the jerks. But in their defense, everything is really dry right now because we have not had the rain we usually do. So I'm gonna get in and clean all this up and see what I can get accomplished in a very short amount of time. So fingers crossed. Okay, so halfway-ish point. We're not gonna worry about over there yet. We're gonna come over here. All of this is pulled. Ripped out the squashes to this end, ripped out the tomatoes on that side. This lemongrass is going to need to move. It's got a grape buried somewhere in there, so I'm going to split it all apart. The lemongrass is going to get dehydrated anyway. And then we're going to take, all of this is about to get covered. I'm going to leave those weeds down. I know it sounds weird, but green material, I'm going to give it a go as a natural soil assist underneath. As things break down and the bugs come in, we'll see. I may be making a huge mistake too, and I'll be inundated with weeds next year. I'm putting down cardboard and then heavy mulch and compost. So yeah, I won't know until spring if I made a big mistake. And if I did, it is what it is. We'll clean it up then. But this is the best thing I can think of. Plus I need to fill in that little deep spot down right in there. It's like a dip gully kind of thing. So trying to fill that in a little bit. All right, keep going. Oh, side note, plan ahead. Set yourself up for success. This little lane is wide enough for the truck to back in and fit. This way I can deal with the soil and not kill myself with the wheelbarrow. Reduce the steps, make it easy. All right, that was a lot of work in a very short amount of time. I'm a little bit sunburnt, definitely sweaty, but I got it done. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, truck is empty. We're gonna circle around. Sorry for the swoosh, but okay, cleared out all the plants, got the cardboard down, and there's a thick layer now of all that compost. Garlic's gonna go along the length of these beds. Grass in the middle still, I'll deal with that later. This is my little driveway anyway, nothing's getting planted here. Got most of those tomatoes and extra squashes pulled, and now that's going to be my other row of garlic to get ready for fall. So next to tackle, I think I gotta harvest all of that okra. Holy cow. And then I gotta pull in the pumpkins too, because we're supposed to get down to high 30s, low 40s tonight, and I want to lose any squash because I already fought the bugs for them. So I'm getting all the little squashes I can possibly muster before we lose them to freeze, except the loofahs. They're gonna have to stay out here. So more on that another time. Thanks for hanging with me today.